calculator with. Okay? Your ability to listen right now is really important. You are not helpless little sixth graders anymore. So the I didn't know what we were supposed to do excuse doesn't really work as well in 7th grade. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the homework is, what the deal is, kind of as we think get everything going here. Okay, your homework tonight, you have it in front of you. It's not the whole packet. It's called the equation solving review. You are allowed a calculator only tonight, only because there's a few things on there that you would need them for, but not that many of them. Okay, but what you have in your possession right now is your homework. Now that is not the homework just for tonight, that's the homework for the whole unit. So I'm going to tell you in a minute what is expected due tomorrow, and then we're going to kind of get going from there. Okay, first of all, let me just quick show you. You did a very nice job with your exam yesterday. You can just look. Those were the overall results. Now I expect them to be pretty good on the patterns. You've done it before. Having done them in pre-algebra is a huge benefit. Okay? The only thing I'm going to tell you is some of you overcomplicated the pattern. I'm going to show you some of the easiest solutions, and some of you are going to be like, how did I not just do that and keep it simple? Please look. There's no talking. Just look. I'm going to show you some of the easy ones. Some of you came up with some very nice complicated ones, but you could have saved yourself some agony, so there's 2 of them. Kudos to all of you that found if you make it one rectangle, it's n plus 1 by n plus 2. That was very common. Nice job. And then some variation of this. Now, I had like 15 or 16. Okay, you only need to come up with 3. A lot of you did a very nice job. Some of you, when you get it back, I'll probably get it back to you tomorrow. Some of you will be like, wow, I could have gone like a lot simpler with this. Okay, but overall, pretty good. Nice way to start. You'll either get those back tomorrow or on Monday. I do grade yours fairly quickly. So your period 2, you should expect to see your tests in Power School by the end of the day. Periods 3, 4, or period 5 at that point. So if I get them in there, I expect you to check, but you'll get those back fairly soon. Overall, nice job. Okay, so how's the class going to work? Because we're actually now hitting the hardcore part of the curriculum. Normally, you will get 2 packets from me. You will get a classwork packet and then a homework packet. You don't need the classwork packet until Monday. So today, I'm just giving you the homework packet. That's what you have. That is the homework for the entire unit. It is not tonight's homework. And if even one of you goes home, or I get an email that says, why are there 8 pages of homework or 10 pages of homework, I'm going to put that on you, because I'm telling you right now what is expected and what's not. Tonight, you are only to do the front and the back. That is it. The front and the back. No, not the back of the entire package. You got to be kidding me. Who would ever do that? The front and back of the first page. I can't believe I had to say that out loud. How many questions is it? It's like 22 questions?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the way that it goes. Now, a couple other notes. You're going to listen. You should check with the answers, because the answer key is posted in Schoology right here. You did a very nice job of submitting to Schoology. The vast majority of you did a great job. If you submitted it to Schoology at all, you did it properly. If you forgot to submit the algebra tune-up, you need to do that. But the second you're done with this homework later and you checked it, you should submit it to Schoology. What is not going to happen is I'm not going to start class the next day and see you sitting there taking pictures of it. Okay, so when you finish this later, you should submit it. Remember, you're probably going to forget a couple times. I'll work with you. I'll remind you. I'm not going to be reminding you in December to submit your homework. I won't do that. Over these first couple of weeks, I will. Okay, but are we clear on the homework later? Front and back of the first page, that is it. We also have resource during home base, so you get a chance to get a jump on this stuff. Okay, cool. I want the homework packet put away. You will not need this during class today. Here's what you will need. Oh, you can just save the pattern packet. I'll talk about that another day. Here's all you need for class. You need a couple of pieces of scratch paper. I have some in the back, but I would like you to use your own if you have it as well. And I need you to get in these groups. Okay, this should be you, yes? This is your class. It is. So I need a group up here, a group there, a group at all the islands, and then I need one group to kind of congregate somewhere. Let's go now. 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 You can move chairs if you need to, it's fine, but I need you to get in those groups. I need you to do it like quickly. You can move chairs if you need to, it doesn't matter to me.
Guys, group 2 is up here.
Come on. Make it work.
Why didn't you
Somebody should be using that island, the desk, that island, all of them. We can make the high tops work. Come on. And all I should see in front of you are a couple pieces of line paper or grid paper and a pencil. That's it. You don't need anything else. I'll lose homework packet. That is it. Very nice. I don't know if it's extra. I need it. Okay. We can also make these short tables work. You gotta make it work. Nice spot. Come on. Those, pull the chairs. I just need this table. Everything else is in play. You can move things around a little bit. Okay. Cool. Now, normally when we play this game, I'll just have the teams up on the board and you need to get in them. I didn't want to do that today because it would have been too chaotic. Okay? Again, larger group here might be hard for us to make it work. But I've had groups this large before make the teams work. It's okay if you're not right next to each other, but you should be here. Okay? If you're starred, that means you're the captain and it's randomly chosen. Okay? Ellie, is your entire team here? Yes? Thank you. Lorenzo, is your entire team here? Thank you. Nora? Yes, okay, I have Alan marked as absent. Thank you. Theo, is your entire team here? Yes. Anna? Yeah. Wolf? Yep. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Those are your teams for today and tomorrow. Okay, we gotta get Shuey a chair. There's plenty. Shuey, grab that chair over there. Okay, tomorrow. Those are your teams for today and tomorrow. And again, normally when we play this game, I'll just have your teams up and you'll get in them to save us a little bit of time. But we're gonna do this for 2 days, and then we should be good. The starred person is the captain. I'll explain the rules. Okay, but the goal is for us to get as many equations solved as possible today. We don't do a lot of pre-algebra review in this class. For a couple of weeks, I will remind you of things you need to know, and then it's going to turn into all new stuff. So the first couple days, big thing is be honest. We're going to solve equations. The big thing is you need to know what you're doing. If you know how to solve it, but you can't do it in a fast-paced Jeopardy-style competition, that's fine. For some of you, that is not the way why we're talking is better. That's not the way some of you like to operate, that's fine. But if you know, okay, I know how to do this, maybe I can't do it super duper fast, but I know how to do it, you're fine. If you have absolutely no idea what we're doing up there, you need to really, really like focus up and ask questions and check in. So today is really important because it's review, but it also shows me that you can be an active participant, shows me you can take a few notes, and I would really like you to ask me some questions if you're not sure. Everything we do today and tomorrow, I know you did in pre-algebra. Do I expect it to be perfect? No. You're going to make some mistakes. But making mistakes is one thing, having no idea what's going on is a totally other one. Okay, let's talk about how the buzzer game works. Only one person will have the buzzer at a time. That is the only person that can buzz in. It is not a team game. So it is not like anybody can buzz in at any time. Okay? If you get it wrong, you can fix it and try to buzz back in. So if you make a mistake, you fix it, you can try to buzz back in. Okay? Why should everybody be working on the problem? Because if nobody is getting it, then I might say, okay, anybody on your team can buzz in. But this is not teamwork. You're a team, but each problem is kind of on you. And the buzzer will rotate to everybody will get a crack at having the buzzer multiple times. Okay? You must clearly tell me your answer, like b equals 5. Improper fractions are fine. So if you get an answer like 5 halves, that's totally okay. But it has to be simplified. So 10/4 is no good. 5 halves is good. If you want to make it 2.5, that's fine. I don't really care. I don't know if you know this, but mixed numbers are not that great. Improper fractions are better. Decimals are okay only if they terminate, but there's not that many of them. No calculators today. You can use it on the homework assignment. I'm going to give you some strategies. I would just pay careful attention. This is basically pre-algebra review, but with a little bit of a twist. okay? So here's what I need you to do now. I'm not going to take any questions. You will figure it out this weekend, okay? Have a discussion as a group. What do you think your team name should be? The captain gets final say in the team name afterwards. I also need the captain to come up and grab one of the buzzers. The captain grab a buzzer, discuss your team names. Your team names will be awful today, that's fine.
No. Yeah. All right, so what should our name be? Why did you get orange? That's like the worst color.
No, we should be Team Orange.
No,
Okay.
Chicago Bears.
Now, just so you know, don't take this the wrong way. Your team names will be awful at the beginning. I said don't take it the wrong way, so that's the case. They will get better as the year goes on. You will get a sense of what I'm looking for, okay? Because I kind of just give and take away points as I see fit, besides the getting the questions right. So, do your best. It's okay if it's not good. If I have a harsh reaction to it, I do that every year. By the end of the year, you should be coming up with great team names. You'll learn, okay? We always check the buzzers, okay? So, you can't talk in between. If you talk in between, okay, your team is just going to lose without points. I always go around and make sure the buzzers work. So when I point to it, the captain will buzz in, stand up, and tell me your team name. This is to make sure that they all work, and then we're going to start the thing. Okay, we start over here. You have to buzz in, stand up. All right, that's their team name. What's our team name? I told you they're bad. Going to be bad. Guys. Okay, 0 points. Okay, let's go back there. Yep.
The linear lunatics?
Ooh, you know what? We're okay, actually. So the linear lunatics. We're going to start you out with 3 points. I like it. Back there.
3.14.
Heard that one before. I'll give you 1 point. Okay, thank you. Heard that one before. And you know what? Not the worst way to start out. You gotta appeal to me because I get off the points, okay? Got over there? What was it in pre-algebra? Aren't they called like the super brains and the rocket scientists? And they all have like negative 500 points. And then back there!
The green beans?
Oh, because you have the green buzzer?
Yeah.
That's nice. The green beans. Do you like green beans?
Yes. I like
You know what? 5 points. Good job. Okay, top stuff. So, that's your starting point. Reminder, we're about to start. One person will have the buzzer. The captain will decide how the buzzer rotates. Everybody has to have it before anybody can have it a second time. But why is everybody working on the problems? 1, you need the review. And 2, if nobody's getting it, I might open it up to everybody, okay? That's enough talk. Okay, I shouldn't hear much. Ready, set, first one goes. All for Jay. I'm looking at red.
J equals -9.
J does equal -9. Very nice, okay? Now remember, I said this and I'll say it again. If your thought is, I know how to do it, but I'm not that fast, you're going to be fine. This is just a little competition review. If your thought is, I have no idea how to begin, you got to pay careful attention. Shh. You're not going to make noise in between problems. I feel like most of you would distribute. That's what Miss James likes to do. So you would be 4J minus 24 plus 20 equals -40. She would probably have you combine like terms. What is that, -4? So 4J minus 4 is -40. Now, I know Miss James shows her work horizontally. I show it vertically. In fact, sometimes I don't show every single piece. I would add 4 to each side. I show it like this. I know she shows it horizontally. It's the same. You're going to listen to what I expect from you as we go on. These cancel. You're left with 4j equals, that's what, negative 36?
Yeah.
Divide each side by 4. J is negative 9. Now remember, I don't want to say it after every problem. That is pre-algebra review. If you're rusty, okay, you'll be fine. If you know how to do it and you're like, I'm not a speed person, it doesn't matter. People that finish first don't get higher grades on tests. You just need to make sure you could do that problem if afforded the right amount of time. Okay? J is negative 9, that's a winner. Which team was that? You got to know your team name so I can get points. Which team? No brainers. 2 points for them. Rotate the buzzer. Rotate the buzzer to the next person. Next. These are all equations. That's all we're doing today and tomorrow. Blue. 7/6 or 1 1/6. Okay? Whoop. Remember, well, you could ask or you could watch, because again, I've been teaching this longer than you've all been alive. I know what the review should be. I know one thing you learned with her last year is you learned how to wipe out the fractions. In fact, that was probably a big lesson for you. When you learned how to wipe out the fractions, that probably made equation solving a little easier. There's a magic number that will wipe out all the fractions. Anybody know it? 3 won't do it. 9 won't do it either. 18. 18 will wipe out all the fractions. It's the least common denominator. Watch what happens. Remember, this is pre-algebra review. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I also know what happens across the hall. I know exactly what content you cover. If I want multiply by 18, watch what happens. 1/3 of 18, you should know that, that's 6. 6a. What's a 1/6 of 18? Okay, that looks better already. Now the right side, I could either do 18 times 5 divided by 9, or a lot of times we get into this cross-canceling business. I'm not sure if that's what she showed you. But 9 and 18, they each divide by 9. So 9 by 9 is 1, 18 by 9 is 2. What does this whole thing become? Oh, what would you rather have, the equation I gave you or this one? That one. Subtract 3, so 6a equals 7, divide each side by 6, you're done. Now clearing out fractions is not a requirement, but when she taught, didn't that help last year when you learned it? Weren't you like, this is so much better? Yeah. Usually that's the way it goes. You don't have to, you can manipulate the fractions, it's the same answer, but 7/6, and you can leave it that way, or 1 1/6. Nice job. Okay, we kind of remember doing this? Spoiler, it's going to come up a lot today. Why do we choose 18? It's the least common denominator of 3, 6, and 9. Which team got it? No, I need the name. Thank you. You got to know your team name so I know who to give points to. I don't keep track of that stuff. You need to tell me. Okay, rotate the buzzer. Next. Yes, the baby animals are just there to distract you. If it works, it's good. We all see the variable you're supposed to solve for. What is that letter? Okay, good. Not everybody sees the Z. You're solving for Z. Remember, if you have it, that's cool. Can't tell anybody, but you should wait with it. Because if it goes on for a while, I might say anybody can buzz, but I'm not saying that yet. Purple.
Is it Z equals 8?
Z does not equal 8, but you can keep working on it. Blue. 27 over 11, or you can make it 2 and 5 11s if you want. Good news. No, you can't do this in between. Good news, no fractions. Bad news. I know where some of the distributing issues are. Not only have I taught this a long time, I taught pre-algebra for a long time. I know where the growing pains are. You're going to distribute negative 5z. I can guarantee when you were learning distributing last year, I'll bet a bunch of you made this minus 15. I can guarantee you it happened. Okay, because I taught it for a long time. When I distribute this, negative 5z, this is a negative 5 times negative 3. What's this become?
Plus 15.
Did anybody want to admit to goofing up the distributing last year at all? It happened.
Last year?
I said last year. Okay? Remember why we're here. We're here to knock off the pre-algebra rust, but that is definitely a pre-algebra mistake that happens that we need to fix. We distribute the right side. 8z minus 8 minus 2z plus 2. Okay. I would then consider collecting the like terms. Over here, it's the 15 and 6. That's 21. What is it over here? 8z minus 2z. Is that 6z? What's this become? Okay. When you learned last year, variables on both sides. It's like a middle school dance. All the boys over here, all the girls over here. So all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other. I like to keep the variable positive. So I know the variable on the left is enticing. I don't want to subtract 6z and make this negative. I added 5z over. If I add 5z to both sides, what does this become over here? 11z. And then to undo this minus 6, add 6. That's where you go. Then you divide each side by 11. Now a couple things are going to present themselves. That is the correct answer. You might notice I don't show every painstaking plus 6 plus 6 plus 5z plus 5z. You can start heading in that direction if you're getting them right. Okay, eventually equations are all about equivalence. As long as this line is equivalent to this, is equivalent to that, is equivalent to that, you don't need to show the plus 6 like every little painstaking step. Now, if you want to show it, because that's how you're going to get it right, you should. Okay? But that's kind of, not only are we reviewing pre-algebra, I want you to also see what I view as acceptable work. What I have on the board is viewed as acceptable work by me, your actual current teacher. So keep that in mind. If you want to show more, you can show more. Okay? Which team? Oh, say it proud. And anybody can say it on the team. It doesn't have to just be the person. You got to know your team name. Don't be the person that gets a question. It's like, oh, I don't know what my team name is. Next. Rotate the buzzer. Let's go. With a poppy. He's got such a big forehead, too. Look at that. Doesn't he? Remember, if the baby animals distract you even once, they've done their job. I'm looking at green.
P equals 3.
P does equal 3. Very nice. Okay.
Green beans.
Oh, well, hang on, not yet. But I will ask for it. Maybe right. Double distribute, and again, this is probably what you would do. You actually could divide each side by 4, but that might be a little too radical for you right now. I think most of you would just distribute because you're little programmed equation solving robots, right? However, don't make that mistake. Negative 24, what's this become? Say it. Plus 16p. Distribute, 4p plus 12. Okay, now we're in our comfort zone. I would subtract 4p over. I would add 24 over. That ultimately lands me at 12p is 36. P is 3. You get more comfortable with this stuff. Remember, you're not little helpless sixth graders anymore. You should start to see how equations manipulate. If you went the other way, it's negative 12p and negative 36. Same answer, doesn't matter. I like to keep the variables positive though. I got enough problems. The last thing I need is the variable to be negative. Which team?
Green beans.
There you go. It's a long game. We're probably going to do like 20 some odd of these between today and tomorrow. So if your team's behind, you got a chance here. Questions about that one? How rusty are we with this? Next. Oh, look at the kitties.
What?
Kitties. They don't look very comfortable. Green.
Does F equal 0?
No. It can. If I plug that in, I would get negative 12 equals 12. Then I really wouldn't know anything about life if that were true, so it can't be. Red.
Negative 6 nines.
No. Orange.
Negative 48 nines.
Not quite. Also remember we have to say F equals, but that's not why. Purple.
Negative 48 nines.
Not quite. That's what we just had that a minute ago. It's on the right path. Yellow. Negative 5 and 1/3. Yes. Negative 5 and 1/3. Okay. Now wait. Did anybody else have the negative 48 ninths? It just needs to be simplified. If you divide it by 3, you have it. So you're not lost. Okay. So a couple things. I feel like most of you would add the 12 over first. Would anybody like to add the 12 over? Okay, let's do that first. So negative 4.5 F equals 24. Now if I had a calculator, I could divide each side by negative 4.5. Right now you don't have one. But if you did, that would probably be your best approach. You know what the best thing is? Having access to a calculator and saying, I don't actually need it. So there's two options here. The first way she taught you last year was make this improper, which is what? Is it negative 9/2?
Yeah.
And the first way she taught you was to multiply each side by the reciprocal, which is negative 2/9. Again, I know that this gets done. I know it gets done. Knock it out times negative 2/9. Okay, I already see where negative 48 ninths comes from. If you multiply across, the problem is it simplifies. These each divide by 3, 3, and 3. So F is actually negative 16/3 or negative 5 1/3. Now remember, you got to understand where you are. If you got negative 48 ninths, you're not lost, you're not clueless, you're not going to fail. You just got to simplify it. You're clearly on the right track. But if you can't follow any of that, that's a problem. Now, she taught you that way first last year. There's actually another way to do it now. Reverse. If you forget how to do the reciprocal, you can just do it in 2 pieces. Multiply by 2. And then divide each side by what? Negative 9. It's the same thing. That's why she does the reciprocal. You can do it in one step. Okay, but it's negative 16/3 or negative 5 1/3. And again, if you had a calculator, I feel like most of you would just divide each side by negative 4.5 right there. That's just harder to do by hand. Okay, which team?
What's our name, guys?
Not the first time I've had that name, by the way. Next. Oh. That guy's got real kitten fluff. Do you know about kitten fluff? Kitten fluff is a real thing. I love when people shush me. You can't shush me. It's not going to work. Orange.
V equals 34.
V does equal 34. Okay. Good. Well, another thing I noticed all the years I taught pre-algebra, forever ago, back in the Jurassic era, I noticed that when students had the distributing in the middle of the problem, that's where people lost negative signs. I noticed a ton of this. So I'm going to distribute this. It's 3v, talk to me, minus 4v. What's this going to become? Again, I saw a lot of students, they knew what they were doing, but they would get lost in the negatives here. They make this minus 36. And it doesn't matter what else you do. If you distribute improperly, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be wrong every single time. Okay? Once you're here, it's really not that bad. I collected these v's. 3v minus 4v is just negative v. And then again, I love a positive variable. So I'm going to show it even though I don't normally show this step. I went plus 2v on each side. And then I subtracted 36. And I got here. That's where you got to end up. This is not your first rodeo with equations. That's where you should end up. The distributing is the key. I know that this is a sticking point for a lot of people in pre-algebra. He's got to graduate at some point. Most of you have. Okay, which team?
Oh, the Bills.
All right, next. We're cooking now. Kitties, I know. Love an orange kitty. Red.
K equals 240.
K does not equal 240. Thanks for playing though. Purple.
K equals 160.
K does equal 160. Very nice. She also taught you how to wipe out the decimals. Does anybody know the number that'll wipe them all out? Say it if you know it. 100. 10 moves it one spot, 100 moves it two. So if I was doing this without a calculator, which all of you are, I'd multiply by 100, but you got to multiply everything. Swing, swing, 2K. You got to swing this twice, so it's not 8, it's actually, and you got to multiply this as well, so it's what? From here, it's not bad. Subtract 80, divide by 2, you have it. Okay? She did teach you that. Which team? Which team? What? Okay, thank you. Don't make me throw a tantrum. I can throw really good tantrums. The original selfie. Look at that. Actually, like 3 ways to do this one. Yellow.
H equal negative 15.
H does equal negative 15. Now wait. Hey, remember. Okay, you're not in pre-algebra anymore. You know how to manipulate an equation. So there's not 1, not 2, but like 3 different ways you could start this. and they're all valid, okay? I feel like a lot of you would subtract the 4 because that's what she wanted you to do first. How many of you want me to subtract the 4 first?
No.
Put them up proud. Okay. How many of you want to distribute the negative 2/3? Okay. By the way, you don't have to do either of those if you know the third option. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to subtract the 4 first just because it seems like that's pretty popular. And then that lands you here. Now, you've got 2 options from here. A lot of you want to distribute the negative 2/3. I'll show that. What if you multiplied by negative 3/2? Wouldn't this go away? And you know this from last year. I can do almost anything I want to an equation as long as I do it on the right side. That's an option. I'm not going to do that. Sounds like a lot of you want to distribute. So negative 2/3 h. The problem is then you got to do this. So that's not bad, I guess. Is that negative 4?
Yeah.
And then I could add 4. And there's all this stuff I could do. Or, I'm just trying to give you options here. They all lead to the same answer. I get students every year that want to do this. Can I multiply 3 by 3 right away? I know when you learned last year, she basically told you always do this, then that. That's to like keep you from making big mistakes. Actually, there's a little bit of flexibility with equation solving. As long as I multiply everybody by 3. Watch what happens. These 3 slice, what's this going to be? Quiz. Do I also have to multiply these?
No.
Because it's one term. Good job. You know what the problem is, though? If you forget to multiply that, you're toast in a bad way. That's actually what I did. And then you have all the options. You can distribute, you can divide. Like, I'm giving you all different ways to solve get h equals negative 15. If you want to get really radical, you could do this. You can multiply it through by negative 3/2. That's the most radical, because watch what happens. Those cancel. Negative 3/2 times 4 is actually not that hard. It's negative 6, and that's negative 15. Oh wait, these go away. I'm done. Once you understand how equations work, you can decide on the best approach. The safest way is to distribute the negative 2/3, but some of you are definitely not about the safe way. I can tell. Okay. Which team?
What's her name?
Nice. Okay, we got a couple of wild ones coming, so please pay careful attention. Love this picture. I think I've used this every year of my 19 years of teaching. This picture. Orange?
I think there are no solutions.
Ding, ding, ding. There's no solution.
Yeah,
Nice job.
because it simplifies to 20t
Well-
minus 10 equals 20t plus 10.
There's a lot of things that could simplify too. That's probably one we're going to show. Nice job. So, there's this fun little thing in your homework later called directions. The directions will say to indicate if there's no solution. I don't know if anybody saw that. Well, what does that look like? This problem. Isn't it just a whole bunch of distributing? That's okay. We love it. 15, talk to me. 15 plus what? 20t minus 25 equals, what's the right side going to be? 15t, well, okay, that's step 1. Wow. You could do that if you wanted to. You just don't need to. It doesn't matter, okay? Watch what happens. So let's collect some like terms. Okay, the 20t is fine. What are these going to combine to? Negative 10? Or just, yeah, negative 10. So if you stop and look at this, in what universe can 20t minus 10 be the same as 20t plus 10? None of the universes, not even like all the Doctor Strange ones and like all over the place. None. There's no value that will make that true. I'm going to take it a step further. What if I subtract 20t from each side? What statement am I left with? Okay, now I know there's a problem because that's not true. That has a name in math. This is called a contradiction. A contradiction is any time you end up with a left side of an equation that cannot equal the right side. Ever. This is actually a contradiction as well, but this is a big time one. Okay? So what is the conclusion? You write down NS. Eliza, you should have, then do you have 4t minus, like everything divided by 5? You should have everything divided by 5. You should have a different contradiction, but it's still a contradiction. Okay? So, if anybody looked at the directions for their homework, I'm going to guess most of you didn't. I'll bet a couple of you did. It says at the top, if an equation is an identity, we're going to get to that before we leave, you'll tell me, oh, what if it has no solution? So if no solution is a contradiction, okay? Now Isaac picked up on the contradiction early. He realized it right here, right? This is where you realized it? Yeah, that's cool. Some of you won't see it. I hope you see it here. If you don't see it here, I will chat. But that's a contradiction, no solution, nice job. Questions about the no solution? You didn't have any no solutions last year, did you? No. Didn't think so. Which team? Okay, not a lot of them. Not many of them. Which team?
Bill.
Thank you. Okay, a couple more. And don't be the person who thinks they all have no solution. That person just tries to get out of doing the work. We all know that person. Orange?
Does x equal -3/10?
Not quite. Answer, because if I have to let it go too long, I won't say anybody can buzz. Not yet. I would have some work written out. What's tricky? I'm not going to act like this is an obvious one. What's tricky? Anybody can buzz. You got to buzz yourself though. Purple.
Yes. -10 thirds equals x.
X equals, where'd that come from? X equals -10 thirds. Now wait, I will never tell you things are easy. I'll tell you when they're a little bit more involved, but I'll also tell you this one is not obvious. Okay, please pay careful attention. I know a lot of you probably want to distribute that 1/3 over there. That's fine. I did not. I really decided I want to wipe out the fractions, and there's a magic number. Does anybody know the magic number? Say it if you know it.
45.
45. 45 is your best friend here. If you don't know why, pay careful attention. Okay, left side first. I'm a big cross cancel guy here, but you got to know what you're doing. 5 and 45 each divide by 5. So 5 by 5 is 1. What's 45 divided by 5?
9.
Times this 3. 27x. Ah, jeez. I can't see what this term is. I covered it up.
19.
Is it 1/9?
Yeah.
No, it's 2 9s. Thanks for trying to help. I appreciate it. Okay, now I got to do the same thing here. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. 45 divided by 9, 5 times 2. Okay, I definitely made the left side better. I don't care who you are, I made it better. Watch the right side. Because this is one term, I only need to do 1/3 of 45. That's actually not that bad. It's 15. And I don't multiply this either, I just leave it. Oh, I can breathe now. That is a much more manageable problem. That's the only way I would attack it. I know the other methods work, but that's what I would do. Then I would distribute. And again, this is all stuff at some point you were maybe a little bit more comfortable with. That's why we're practicing. Okay, I collect the terms. I think you get 12x is like -40 or something along those lines. But you end up at -10/3. Or -3/3. It's doable. Remember, if you're like, I can do that, but I can't do that in like 1 minute for the buzzer game, nobody cares. As long as you know what you're doing at some point, and you can do it on a test or on homework, you're going to be okay. All right? Nice job. Which team is that?
3.14.
3.14. Oh, lost. Next. There it is. Purple.
C equals 10.
C does not equal 10. Orange.
C equals 15.
C does equal 15, okay? Oh wait, I can save some of you. At least I always try to save you. Some of you just don't want to be saved. I think multiplying by 15 is a good move here. Does anybody else like multiply by 15?
Yeah.
Question, do I have to multiply all of them by 15 or can I save myself some work? Can I subtract the 8 over first? Oh. Do you know how much easier that is than multiplying 8 by 15 and 12 by 15? You can subtract and then multiply by 15. The problem is actually great from there. Okay, I think, is this 9c? Yeah, 9c equals 5c plus 60. Oh, that's so much easier. Okay, I've done it.
Oh my gosh.
If you multiply by 15 right away, it does work. What's this, like 120 and 180? Yeah, but why don't you just subtract first and do 4 times 15? See, it's so good. Okay, I'll probably just get one more in, but it's a big one. Okay, which team? Bills. Actually, we should get 2. We gotta get the next one. And then we will resume with these teams and scores tomorrow. Blue. It's not that there's no solution. Yeah. Red. Red. Red.
Identity.
It's not your turn. You don't have the buzzer. She has the buzzer. right? Yeah, that red's out. Green.
Identity.
What does identity mean?
What they said.
Does anybody want to tell me what identity means? It is an identity. X is equal to X, which means how many solutions are there?
Infinite.
Okay, good. I don't know how to process that. Okay, well, I'll figure out the points afterwards. Well, I'll figure it out. I need you to see this one because you need to see one like it to have a shot at it on the homework. I would distribute. I guess you could divide by 3. Did you divide by 3? You can do that if you want. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to distribute. So 15x plus 15 minus 12x minus 48 is equal to 3x minus 33. Collects the like terms, and I get 3x minus 33. So you look at this and you're like, how can 3x minus 33 equal 3x minus 33? It always does. Always. They're exactly the same thing. Let's say you take it a step further. Let's say you subtract the 3 x's. The variables go away. What are you left with? Is that true?
Yes.
Gosh, it better be. Otherwise, we have a lot of things to
Which
fix.
also simplifies to 0 equals
You could keep
0.
going. You could make 0 equal 0. You could do it whatever your heart's desire. Is yours negative 11 equals negative 11? Yours probably is. Yeah, okay. So, this is true. This is not a contradiction. This is true. Anytime your left side equals your right, that is called an identity. And if it's an identity, you have to tell me how many solutions there are. You write down IMS. There are infinitely many solutions. Any value for x I feel like plugging in is going to work for that equation. Any of them. Pick your favorite number in the world. If you plug it in for x, it will work for that equation because the left side and the right side are the same. That probably did not come up very often last year if it did at all. So your homework, okay, which I'm going to remind you of in a second, then we're going to resume this tomorrow. Nope, don't move. Right time. Your homework is like 22 equations. Many of them will have an answer, like we just did. Some of them, don't pack up, I'm almost done. Some of them will have a contradiction, which means no solution, and some of them will have an identity, and if it's an identity, you write identity, but you also write IMS. I would keep the work you just did. If you leave it here or throw it out, that's a shame, because we're going to continue with this tomorrow. I will put scores up for what just happened. I need you to move anything that you move back, chairs, desks, and we will resume with those teams tomorrow. Captain, please put your buzzers up here. Please make sure you do the homework. What?
Even if I just copy the answer, you still miss a
You really think that's going to help you down the line? I don't think so. 2 out of 2 on the homework and 2 out of 40 on the test. You pick. Where's my others? Thank you. All right, so we got to question 12. Exactly halfway. I'm missing a buzzer. Wherever it is, please bring it to me. Yes. I'll do one. I don't have one up here. I'll do one up here. Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, left water bottle. Why do we leave things every time? I'm taking this. See you later.
I was going to say, she has not given us the